we had a big hardship move down here to Texas, and I had it rough in high school, and it was a drawback even going into college. But here I am down here, hoping to get better, hoping to progress, and ultimately, get work, go back to school, get a degree, and live my life, applying to all these different businesses here in Wood County. I had probably 3 interviews, no other callbacks.
And Drew came out dressed to the nines, just looking to see what we had going on at the airport. He was a young man with a strong interest in aviation. Drew talked to me about opportunities in aviation. Unfortunately, we didn't have any of those, but I was very impressed by Drew's acumen, the way he conducted himself, his professionalism. So I asked him if he had a resume with him. He did, because of course he was professional. And I held on to that. I told him, I would keep an eye out, not just in aviation, but in anything, where his interests lie, just through our contacts with local employers. If there was anything I could point him towards, I wanted to make sure I was a resource for that.
I had all these rejections. So I went back to workforce. I briefly talked to the management on the front. They directed me to Tracy. I would describe Tracy Rhea as a very outgoing, but very kind person. Like, the first time we met, that's all she asked me. She's like, do you have ADHD? And what was it like? But then we also talked about, I told her how I got down here to Texas. They were trying to get me into a training program to maybe start a maintenance job. Would have been a learning experience at the very least, even if I didn't like it. Would have been just learning. And maybe I would have liked it. But Christoph called me up and said, hey, I want to interview you. My previous assistant, she just left, and I want you to come in to interview. So,
what I've found in economic development, and I think it's really true about public service as a whole, is it has to start with a passion. It has to start with an individual who takes to the work, finds sort of a personal value in it, sort of personal stake in the work that they're doing, and you build from there, because everyone in this industry is learning something on a day-to-day basis. So when I saw that passion in Drew, and that he was eager to get involved in his community, get involved in the economic development side, working with local businesses, working with civic leaders, working with county officials, he'd make a great candidate. A few months later, I had a job opening come up, and the first name that came to my mind was Drew Deatherage. These workforce programs are designed to help our businesses thrive. And if we're not taking advantage of them, then that's, at the end of the year, that's dollars lost.
This job actually motivates me to do great things, not just show up to work every day, work and go home, but it motivates me to get more involved. Because back then, if you asked me this 2 years ago, I would have said I would have locked myself in my bedroom and wouldn't come out for the whole weekend. Get involved with your local workforce office, because the work experience program will help you. Even if it doesn't lead to full-time employment, you still get to put that on your resume. You do get to make some money from that, and you will actually get good experience.